they but thinking of one word that sums up a book is kind of cool. The latest ones we kicked around, my editor and I kicked around for a long time. For those who don't know, I do have it here. There we are. All
Yeah.
those explosions were someone else's fault. And then they promised me the gun wasn't loaded.
Yeah,
Um,
I just do, those are, I looked at those and they were like genius. Like,
yeah, yeah, the next one, I hope. Nobody told me you could break the moon. And eventually, that one, I hope I'll write that one. That's next in the series. It's not what I'm working on now. What I'm working on now, I don't have a title for, but um, we will see what happens with that. Um, I get it. Titles. I love trying to think of weird titles. I read a lot of short stories, and with short stories, you don't have to fit it on a cover.
mm,
It's just going to be in a magazine or an anthology or something like that. So you can have long titles, short titles, that sort of thing. I mean, the first story that I got an award for was called Muffin Explains Teleology to the World at Large. And I love the title, and you can just go along with that. I've had short titles too, but
there's, your humor's awesome. Like, honestly, there's a certain whimsy to you, and that's I hear it and I'm like, okay, I'm in. Like, I don't even know what the book's about, but it's like I'm in. I don't, because you create such a tone with your work that it's
okay.
like you like you
I,
like the
I,
expectations are just fun.
so Jagtress there mentioned red shirts, and I would
Yes.
just like to say that I did that years before Scalzi did. My very first novel, Expendable, was basically about Star Trek red shirts. And uh, the it was, I hope, funny, about the people who are sent down uh, to places where they aren't expected to come back from. And this was in, it takes place in a universe where most people have pretty pampered lives. And really, the only people who are likely to die on the job are the explorers who are being sent someplace where nobody knows what the hell is going on, and going down to a planet nobody's ever been to before is, semi-suicidal. Um, and uh, anyway, yes, there. Big plug for my previous series.
Yeah. Right. Hey, listen, this is what you're here to do, right? Plug your stuff. Yeah.
One
So,
is,
I'm going to answer Jag real quick. Jag, very often, more often than not, there's no real new concepts in science fiction. There really isn't. It's all in how it's told and how it's marketed.
mhm.
James probably James probably isn't the first person to do red shirts either. But I mean, he's but because there's such a long history of science fiction, and Austin, and I say this with all sincerity, Canadian authors by and large do not get the same marketing some of the other guys. And Scalzi, by the way, to his credit, is a great writer,
Mhm.
but he got promoted in ways that James hasn't. That doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad. Again, James certainly has a career.
And Scalzi, of course, has that great website that he works tons on, and that's where he started to make his name, or made his name at the same time that he was writing. And I've never gone had the dedication to do that sort of thing. And anyway,
That's fair enough. But I mean, you write good books, so it's not like
You.
it's not. We all have to make decisions of kind of what our priorities are. I think we all and the fact of the matter is like good writing is good writing. It really, really, really. I mean, ultimately, that sells itself. Now, you can't control your audience, who your audience ultimately ends up being. You just put out the best book you can out there. Now, you could definitely, I'm sure, market it more if you really, 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 really
Oh,
wanted
yeah,
to.
sure.
Of course. But you got to be able to live with yourself too. And you're in a good enough position that you don't have to market 24/7 with your book. People know who JamesAlanGardner is.
Mm.
That's right. Now, you may want more. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Right? Right? But at the same token, I mean, we gotta be all comfortable. Like there is something to be said about being comfortable in what you're doing. And I get a sense with you at least that you enjoy your career and you enjoy how it's gone and really I'm not sure you'd change anything.
Well, I mean, I'd obviously love to have huge sales and, people, hot women throwing themselves at my feet or something like that. The $1 million Hollywood contracts would be nice too. But no, uh, I like writing more than anything. And the, uh, I'm not good at the business stuff or don't work hard enough at it to become good or something like that. So I just write, and I write things that make me laugh